Hello friends! Yoo! Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about how we can go from capture. How we can go from photographing, capturing beautiful images, and then we can create amazing prints. I think there's something so fun about going through that whole process and seeing your vision come to life in a tangible way. And so what we're going to do in this movie is I'm going to share a little bit about my process. I have some BTS footage from a recent photo shoot. I'm going to narrate that so I can tell you a little bit about that. And then at the end, I'll talk a little bit more about printing. So with that in mind, let's go. All right, so this begins the shoot. I meet up with the subject. Her name's Jasmine. In the beginning, it's really important to try to build a connection and just begin where you are. I often take a photograph early, and I'm not too concerned about how it looks. I just want to get that first shot out of the way. I want to get things going. Again, not a great photograph, but that's okay. Then you play around a little bit and you try out some different ideas. Ask her to look off into the sun or lean over. She's a yoga teacher, so I want to build this connection. I want to be warm, I want to be kind, I want to be relaxed, because that's the kind of energy I want to bring into the shoot. Now, often when I'm capturing portraits, I'm also photographing with my phone, and I'll shoot stills and videos for the client, but I'll use my phone as a little bit of visual feedback to give them some insight into how this looks, how they look, how their wardrobe looks, all of those different kind of things. Here you can see the subject's balancing on her hands, which is amazing, and I'm getting her to move. And with yoga teachers, with athletes, with anyone, asking them to move can really bring in some new life into the photograph. So in this case, love the feeling in that one and the backlight. Here I'm setting my camera down and I'm explaining a pose, and so my camera's down, my arms are up, and then you could see she was mirroring what I was doing, because I have a vision for her hands kind of holding the sun. And here you can see the final image with the sun inside of her hands. And this really aligns with her teaching, who she is, and all of that as well. Again, just working more on movement and kind of being in this state of awe and wonder of who this person is and that they can do these kind of things. And so trying to capture some of that in a few different frames. And some of the frames you'll see work better than others, and some I like more than others. I really like the ones that are simple and that are kind of strong and graphic and draw the viewer in without the complexity of a lot of other things. Moving on, one of our friends walked by who's also a yoga teacher. So whenever someone passes by or someone brings a friend or spouse or partner, I always bring them into the shoot. So here I asked them, what if we did a photo of you guys together? And she was laughing and said, of course. And we were trying to come up with this idea of both of them up on this railing by the beach. And here you can see the photograph of them, and it's a fun combination. And then I set my camera down. I was trying to explain, like, what if you did a back bend here or something like that with your leg up? And of course I couldn't do that, but then leave it to the professionals. They can do this in such amazing ways. Now, this whole video is about that capture, but also turning that capture into a beautiful print. And I want to highlight here that the printers and the paper I'll be showing in this movie were given to me by Epson. And when you're capturing images, you really want to have those singular moments in mind, because the print kind of brings them to life in a whole new way. And here's another beautiful moment. I love this one. I love the light. I love the feeling. Then we walked down the beach a little bit. We left her friend. I'm asking her to lean against the wall, and just to try to do so in kind of a relaxed way. So I want to get sort of some relaxed, casual type images. She loves doing handstands and balancing, so of course I'm trying that and trying out some different ideas. And then I said, let's go for a walk. We walked down the beach and I found this rock, and my friend who was filmed me kind of rolling it out to the water's edge and digging a little spot for it, and then using water to clean up the edges. And sometimes having like a destination, like a rock or a log or a stair or a railing, it can help your subjects become at ease, and in this case kind of create this beautiful moment in these graphical elements. And you can see here I'm shooting with it front lit, so the sun is lighting up the subject, and I'll also do some backlit stuff later, but I'm just looking to try to capture these really simple and strong moments. And I loved how the birds were coming by. I love the strength, the poise, the presence, and of course she is so good at balancing, so we did some handstand stuff, and it's so impressive. That's one of the fun things about doing portraiture, is really you get to experience someone's personality and essence, and then hear some of those backlit photographs. Backlight is some of my all-time favorite light. I love the golds and the reds and just the overall feeling of all of this. And you can see how I'm capturing this with a low camera angle, so that the horizon line is a little bit lower than the subject, and I'm doing that intentionally so the subject kind of stands out from what's there. And then in this case, this is the last little moment of the shoot. These birds coming by. I go for a lower camera angle again, and I love how these birds are behind her, in front of her, and she's facing the sun. And here's a quick little video of a giant print of this one. Such a beautiful moment, and so grateful to have had the chance to capture that. In this next little segment, I'm showing you making a print on my all-time favorite printer, the Epson P900. And here I'm using a paper which is called Legacy Fiber. It's a fine art paper, and I absolutely love that paper. And I'll slow this down here in a second so that I can show you what the print looks like and the print quality. And there's something so magic about making your images come to life as a print. Now, I'm using a smaller paper here. It's 13 by 19. This printer takes larger paper as well, but sometimes I like going even bigger. In this case, it's 24, I think, by about 30 something, using the Epson P7570. And here I'm comparing that to that smaller size off the P900. And it's really fun to print your images in so many different sizes. And I can see myself kind of smiling as I'm looking at those prints. And I think one of the reasons why I'm smiling is because printing somehow just fills my heart with joy. One of my mentors used to always say, a photograph isn't complete until it has been printed.